Of course, but we'll be starting with the first division, and obviously Everett will have to go through his own team to see how we get on, because this is the one with the old timers to start. So we'll start off with Happy Valley, and then where are you, Everett? There we are. There you go. Talk through your team.
So of course, I went with the Jamar Chase Burrow stack. So when one scores, they both score. Of course, you can't miss with Kenneth Walker. He, as long as he's healthy, he's good. Najee Harris with the new offensive coordinator. I believe they got Arthur Smith in Pittsburgh now, so he should be getting a good workload. I don't care if they're 30-31. Adams and Evans have at least one more year. This is their year to show that they are still great. Ferguson, of course, he definitely finished. He should finish top 10 tight end with what
Easy.
they got going on. Coleman, hopefully wide receiver one in Buffalo. This should be another decent year for Elliott. I think this is the first. This is the first time I saw. Well, compared to last year, I picked IDPs earlier, and of course, golf.
I
You
do
can't miss
like
with golf.
I do like your two picks there in the IDPs. It's they're points machines. They're tackle machines.
And I didn't have to. I didn't have to pick them too early. I think it was like around the middle, probably maybe 9 or 10 or something like that. I
Yeah,
waited. I waited. Yeah.
good,
And
and you've got
I'm
good.
telling you, I was scared because um I got Walker and then Harris, and I didn't know when I was gonna get more running backs. And then I saw Ford and Robinson still there. I was like, yeah, I definitely gotta go. I gotta grab them because with Nick Chubb out, we don't. I mean, we don't know if he's gonna be anywhere near what he used to be with the injuries he's been. It's hard to bounce
I
back, and
think
I
they're
think he's
two great
turning.
ups.
And then
Yeah,
Robinson, I think he'll still be the not so much the bell cow, but he'll get his touches like he did last year. And then I rounded it out with some rookies that have some promise with
You take
Johnson,
that.
yeah. I think
Sanders, and Polk.
I do like what you've done there, Everett. I've got to say, I like what you've done there. Polk has got tremendous upside as well. That bet. If Adams and or Evans, if one of those two do happen to fall off, if one of them, in their 30s, not get the best quarterbacks maybe thrown at them, etc. If one of them was to fall off, you do have the cover there on the bench to cover that, So, and obviously both have got tremendous upside because both are, 1,000-yard receivers year in, year out,
Right.
So why wouldn't they be again? So yeah, I like what you've done there.
And obviously, in his
Must
week
be
one, he's
delighted
up
about
against.
the Warren injury as well. What about the Warren injury for Harris?
Yeah. So that's even more for Harris. That's more workload for him. I told you
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna
fair.
we're gonna see Harris from his rookie season. It's gonna be a good year for him.
Maybe a good year for him. And here's Kirkwall Cowboys. What have they done, Johnny? Let's run down
So
that one quickly. So you've got
it's
Mahomes
got
there, and then
Mahomes,
Barkley,
Barkley,
Mixon,
Mixon,
Smith.
Smith, Godwin, Lockett, Andrews, Warren. Obviously, he's going to miss him. Sinnett,
Yeah, that's a big
Tucker,
miss.
Parsons, Singleton. He's got Tua, Shipley, Vidal, Wilson, McMillan, Wilson, Otton, and Pace is a bit screwed for running back. In
Yeah,
fact,
it
he's
worries
got
me a wee bit there. I'm not,
Warren.
Godwin and Lockett. That's a dodgy starting lineup for me. And then Warren obviously got to go out. Who's coming in to replace him? That's yeah. I mean, I can see what he's. Wilson. I like Wilson this year. I think Wilson's going to do very well. Wide receiver two in Arizona. I think he'll do quite well. But yeah, he's going to be starting. I would think with Warren being injured here.
In fact, he's got Barkley and Shipley both from the Philadelphia running backs. So he's only got 5 running backs, and 2 for the same team, and one's injured. So he's a bit iffy.
Like there.
I'm not sure Vidal, if he does take over, will be taken over by week 5 or whatever it is when Pittsburgh have the bye.
No, I don't think so. So yeah, that's
No, he's got the shopping.
there's some very good pieces to that pie as well, though. I think Smith's going to have a great season. Mixon and Barkley at running back. There's no reason why both of
Hmm.
them shouldn't go really well this year. So there is upside there as well. But yeah,
And Andrews, if he stays healthy, he's good.
Whereas
on the
Everett,
bench?
I feel, looks very strong. The bench looks really strong. That could be the Giants starting tight end right there. Carolina's starting tight end right there. And then you've got that could be the New England number one. It's tremendous upside on that bench.
Yeah, he's got a good team. Maybe hoping to do one better than
To your
last year.
next one then. Everett, you're leading so far. If that makes you happy.
So we've got the Yeovil winners by Dan Smith. You've got Kyler Murray, Bijan Robinson, Devin A. Chain, Michael Pittman, Tank Dell, Jaden Reed, Travis Kelsey, Brock Bowers, Xavier Worthy, Tyler Bass, Terrell Leonard, Levante David. And in Gothburg
I love
Rangers, you've
that
got
starting
Jalen
lineup,
Hurts.
I've got to say.
That is a good start lineup. You've got Jalen Hurts, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, AJ Brown, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, Pat Fryermuth, Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Thomas, Kaimi Fairbairn, Antoine Minfield, and Al Shire. Al Aziz Shire, is it, or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got him in my team as well. I've picked him up too for Houston. Yeah, so I mean, see, I love that starting lineup on the left. I really do. There's no holes in it for me. I love HA. And if he's fit, he's a fantasy cheat code. Love Kyler at quarterback. I'm going from everywhere. Bijan, great. I don't see the hole in that starting lineup. Obviously, I need to see the bench. But see on the right hand side there, I have to say, see Pat Fryermuth. I am officially declaring myself out on Pat Fryermuth. Honestly, I'm out. I can't be more out. I've decided that you don't know what the quarterback situation is there. Neither of them are looking particularly good. He's not been that great of late. His last couple of years, I mean, PP, the 30th best tight end. He's going a lot higher than that. He's getting drafted higher than that again. I know he was the eighth best tight end in 2022, but I don't see any. I'm out. I'm out on Fryermuth. So, yeah, that puts me off the right hand team.
I like
Yeah,
how I like both teams look good, and I will say, as much as I don't like to say this because of what happened last year, the defending champs I like his wide receiver core looks good with Olave, Ridley, um
Yes,
who else?
I do like that wide receiver core. As I say, I
AJ
like the
Brown.
team. I like a
Oh,
lot what
AJ
it's done.
Brown, yeah,
I
and then
love that it's
You know
stacked. AJ
Kamara's
Brown.
He's got your man
oh
Brian
AJ
Thomas
Brown and
as well.
Hurts, yeah, he's got
He's
I think he
got Thomas
started.
in
Did he
there as
not
well.
start? Did he not start AJ Brown and Hurts as his 1-2 pick? Is this the AJ Brown stack? I can't remember
Was
not seeing
that
the
was that
draft
his
board,
starting
but
picks? Was it? That would make
I'm
sense.
not
That's
sure.
kind of where he was going, though.
Somebody definitely did start Brown and Hurts, but I can't remember if it was
Yeah, I
this
mean
or not
it's
because
a
obviously
great
there's no
stack,
draft
and
board.
it's the receiving core. I'm very, very, very in on Calvin Ridley this year. I think Ridley's going to have a great season. I think
Oh yeah,
Levis has got a bomb of an arm, and I think Ridley will be the one who's most benefiting from it. So I'm all in on Ridley this year. I know you love Thomas Everett, yeah.
yeah. Thomas is he's promising it, and from what I've heard, and on a few of like the on the Jag site where there is going to be a lot of two wide receiver sets with Thomas and Gabe Davis, and I don't know what their plans are for Christian Kirk.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Christian Kirk used to play in the slot and over in Arizona, didn't he? Quite a bit. So he could maybe be the guy that fits in the slot.
Yeah,
Let's see these benches again, Johnny. Sorry, and I love Brock Bowers as well. I'm in on Brock Bowers. I think they're just going to find a way to get him the ball. That's another worry I've got for Adams. That I think Bowers is going to get a lot of the ball. So I mean,
But to show,
the cover on the left, I'm not the biggest fan of. I mean, Mitchell should do okay, but
Franklin too. Franklin should
yeah,
be all right.
Franklin as well, maybe, but
Oh,
Shaheed
he
as
got
well.
Shaheed
I'm quite
too.
happy with
Yeah,
Shaheed. Yeah, Shaheed too,
yeah,
right enough. Yeah, no, that's good cover. Yeah, it's the running backs. It's not very well covered. Then I would say, because obviously Lloyd's hurt, and Spears will get his touches. He'll do fine, but I just can't get on board with Kendrick Miller.
no, you need pork for that one.
And on the right hand side. I mean, has Mattison even been talked about over there in Las Vegas? I forget that he's even there. It's I'm not sure how relevant he's going to be, but if something happens to Zamir White, then he'll have to step up, won't he? So it's not the worst person to be having sitting on your
Right.
bench. Gus Edwards, I mean that like he's a starting running back, really, isn't he? So yeah, I
Well,
mean,
for now, yeah.
and I'm hearing the word coming out of New Orleans that they're going to be getting Hill the ball. He's going to be setting up as a proper gadget player all over the pitch again. So
Did he not? He scored a
he'll have
rushing
his
touchdown at the
weeks.
weekend. I'm pretty sure.
He'll definitely have his weeks where he'll score very highly. But the problem with him is he'll have his weeks where he scores absolutely zero.
I don't know with Harbaugh. They're gonna be a lot of running. So it's gonna be a committee backfield. So it's not like he's gonna, like you said, there'll be weeks where he scores a lot, and then there'll be weeks where he won't.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
probably Dobbins scoring more, or who's the rookie?
Vidal's the
Kimani
rookie
Vidal.
there.
Badal.
Yeah. So it'll
Yeah, I
be a
mean, I
three-headed.
think as long as Edwards and Dobbins stay fit, then Vidal will be not involved. It's a case of Edwards and Dobbins never stay fit, so
Yeah.
that's how Vidal's going to get in there. I'm very big on Vidal. I've got him in a lot of dynasties, so I'm hoping he gets in there.
This is a good one here.
So
We've
who have we
got the
got here,
Kirkwall
Johnny?
Raiders. Kirkwall Raiders Allen. He's got Jaden Daniels, Rashad White, James Conner, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison, DJ Moore, Samir White, Raheem Mostert, Harrison Butker, Ulukon and Smith. And on the Wagner Regis side, you've got Jordan Love, Travis Etienne, Josh Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, David Njoku, Javonte Williams, Romeo Dubes, Brandon Aubrey, Fred Warner, and Jordan Brooks. So two
My,
pretty
fir- my
strong
first
lineups,
thought,
actually.
my first thought out of these two teams is the one on the right here. Who's that? Sorry, go up a little bit, Johnny. To the top.
Bogdan Regis Falcons.
Borden Regis Falcons, yeah. There's quite a few unhappy players in that team there. You've got, Ayuk looking to get traded, Lamb wanting a contract, not happy sitting out, Higgins wanting a contract, not really happy that he's been tagged. A lot of unhappy players there.
But
That,
face
that, that
value,
Yeah,
their face value. It's a nice lineup.
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. But, Lamb's not taking the field yet. Ayuk's annoyed that he's not got, he's actively chasing a trade and Higgins is playing by all
It's got a
accounts,
touch
isn't
in the
he? He's in.
pre-season. Oh, we've lost
He's
Everett.
in now. I like Jaden Daniels. He could be. I mean, the potential there, the ceiling there is absolutely massive. It's one of those ones, though. The floor's really, really low. So you need him to be running those, running a lot and getting a lot of points that way, because that's how kind of a rookie quarterback really does make his point, isn't it? So with his legs
Yeah,
and
but
movement and
you don't want to end up like
getting ready.
Robert Griffin, who got injured diving for a touchdown against the Giants and is never really the same again.
Well,
So
he never really
you want him
played
running,
again,
but you don't want
did
him
he?
to do
But
something stupid. So again, he was on fire until that happened. But again,
yeah, I mean,
I'd like to see him do well. So
it's a guy's game though. He's got to be going with his feet. So the ceiling is high, but the floor is low. And then but White and Connor and Hill and Harrison, I think they're pretty solid. The all
DJ
solid
Moore,
going to score points. DJ Moore too. I mean, I know that I keep saying it, and I still believe it. There's someone's not going to get fed in Chicago. I just think that someone's going to be Keenan Allen. I think
Yeah, that's the same thing I'm
he's the one
thinking.
that's
Yeah,
going to.
I agree.
well, they just paid DJ Moore the big bucks as well. So
Yeah,
they're
absolutely, and
wanting
he is
to
a, he
see.
is a bona fide number one. And you've seen that when Williams has played in pre-season, he's went for Moore's got a few catches in pre-season from
Yeah,
Williams. He is his first look, he's his first goal. But I can see Roma Dunze becoming the second look. Williams has got no affiliation with Allen. It's not like Allen's got a big affiliation with the Chicago Bears. He's just came in at the same time, so he's expendable, Allen. whereas they've got a big investment in Odumze, they've got a big investment in Moore, and that's how I can quite easily see Allen being the mouth that isn't fed type thing.
So here's the benches. So the Kirkwall Raiders have got Kirk Cousins, Roshan Johnson, Deneric Prince, Jalen Wright, McCaffrey, Josh Palmer, Joshua Downs, and Isaiah Likely. And the Falcons have got Trevor Lawrence, Jaleel McLaughlin, Chuba Hubbard, Xavier Leggett, Darnell Mooney, Jalen Hyatt, Cole Kmet, and Greg Dulcich. Which actually I quite like the deal.
I know they both got two good benches. Well,
Yeah, they do.
Well, like when you get down to like Palmer, Downs, and Likely, and I feel Likely is gonna hurt Andrews' production because they will use Likely more this year. Then you look on the other side. I'm big on Komet this year. Darnell Mooney can
Yeah,
have
I
a
think
bounce
he'll be
back
fed.
because Rondell Moore's out for the season, and Xavier Leggett could be the easy wide receiver too in Carolina if he does more than Adam Thielen.
Yeah,
And
I
he
like
should
Greg
do
Dulcich
because
as
Adam
well.
Thielen's old. You know what? A pickup that I love as well. I love the Joshua Palmer pickup. I have to say, he's going so late in drafts, and you know, I know that they've got a few receivers there but he's already got a relationship with Herbert. He already knows the the offense. I know it's a new coach, so I guess it's a new offense. But they've got that relationship already. I think Joshua Palmer could have a very very good season this year, provided Herbert stays fit, obviously. And where you're getting him in drafts, I think he's a great pickup. He could be a difference maker. Certainly a player that you could plug in and be relatively comfortable that you've got him in your starting lineup.
Oh yeah, I think he's definitely the wide receiver one. Everyone talks about Lad McConkey, but he plays the slot. Josh
Yeah.
Palmer is going to be an outside guy. That's going to be a deep threat.
Yeah, so I like both. I agree with both of you. I like both these benches. I'm not massive on Hubbard this year, I've got to say. I mean, I get that bringing him in and he's going to be the starting running back, but I think once Brooks gets fit, he's going to become more and more irrelevant. And that's towards the end of the season when playoffs are coming round, and there's nothing worse than having a player who's done you okay, but he's not going to get there, and you've got to find something else instead. So that's what kind of puts me off Hubbard this year. Just that I think his production's going to go downhill as the season goes on.
Cool. Well, next up we'll go the
What have
Darlow
you got here then?
Destroyers against the South London Rebels. South London Rebels are the ones that won the Rousey Cup last year.
All right.
So the Darlow Destroyers are Lamar Jackson, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf, Christian Kirk, Trey McBride, Rasheed Rice, David Montgomery, no kicker, E. Jones and Nick Bolton, and the Rebels have got CJ Stroud, Derek Henry, Devin Singletary, Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Evan Ingram, Deontay Johnson, Puka Nacua, Jake Elliott, Bobby Orike, and Kaiser White. So two pretty strong teams again. But this is the first division, so you've got to expect a lot of strong teams.
Yeah, I mean the Rasheed Rice thing, where I stand on that. But I mean he's going in like the 8th round, and I get the whole point of nothing's been said, nothing's happened yet. I just cannot imagine that he's not going to get a suspension at some point this season. If it pushes into next, then he's an absolute steal in the 8th round. But it's what uh, worries me for Dallas Destroyers as well, having Brown plugged in as a running back starter. That makes me worry what's on the bench.
Yeah. I do
Henry and
like Tony
Singletary.
C, though.
Singletary's the starting running back at the end of the day. He just is. So it might be a horrible, but it might be a pick that makes you feel a bit dirty. But he's a good pick, and he should have the production there in New York.
I
He'll
think
get plenty of
Jamison
touches
Williams is so
anyway.
hit or miss. Jamison Williams, I think he's hit or miss.
He is dividing, and he's dividing people, isn't he? In the sense of, I think this might be his year. This might be his breakout year. Let's not forget it was an eighth pick. Was it eighth pick in the draft or something? And he, he needs to break out now. That's the thing. If he doesn't do
Yeah.
it this year, he's not going to get there. But I think he might be okay. Another one that I'm getting a bit warmer on this season again is Evan Ingram. He's
Uh-huh.
sneaking up in my estimations. He really is. He was sneaky good last year, and he very much could be again this year.
He's sneaky good every year. So,
Yeah.
I'm getting cold on Puka. I've got to say, I'm getting cold on Puka, and two quarterbacks on the bench is wasting spots for me.
so on the Dallas Destroyers, we've got Justin Fields, Bucky Irvin, Tyron Tracy, Ty Chandler, Lad McConkey, Robinson, Jalen Tolbert, and Davion Wicks and Goddard. And Tony's got
Off that
Gino,
bench.
Matt, Braylon Allen, Trey Benson, Rico Dowdle, Tyler Algier, Jermaine Burton, and Hunter Henry. A lot
On
of
the right side,
average.
I like Jermaine Burton a lot.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's a
not a
good one.
Yes.
fan on having handcuffs taking up all your bench spots.
That is
Oh,
a
me
lot.
neither. I think now in this day and age, the day of the handcuff in the running back is kind of gone because the day of the bell cow running back is gone. Sometimes you go for these handcuffs, and the guy who's sitting on your bench as a handcuff is going to score more points than the guy you start.
Yeah,
Numerous weeks these because they get a lot of touches now. And they only need to break one out. So. I'm not a fan of handcuffing now either, unless it is an absolute genuine bell cow number one and a number two, like for example, Brees Hall and Brandon Allen. Allen will be
yeah.
irrelevant if Hall stays fit. So that's kind of one that I don't mind. But yeah, I
And
don't
then
like kind
Trey
of bell
Benson's the same
cowing.
way. You have Trey Benson because you know something's gonna happen to Connor for a few games out the season.
Yeah, but I don't even think Benson is the second. That's the thing. He is just so far down the pecking order still in Arizona, and he's not done anything to show me otherwise. I think that DeMarcado is going to be in front of him. I'm very very cold on Benson for this year, I have to say. But what I do love on the left hand, the team on the left here, who's the team on the left again, Johnny?
The Dallas Destroyers.
The Dallas Destroy. Yeah, I love that they've got Justin Fields on the bench. For me, that's how you pick up a quarterback for your bench. One with tremendous upside if he gets in, and there's every chance that he'll get his chance at some point along the way. And if he start, his legs are cheat codes as well. So if he gets in and keeps it, that could be a championship winning move. Because by the time the end of the season comes, he could be running for 30 points a game, easily. So I
Well,
love that
according to
pickup, and I love
Boston not
Contavious
struggling
Wicks.
anyway, so yeah, we all like to Davion Wicks, but yeah, Russell Wilson's struggling, is he not? So you might
Oh,
get him quicker
it
than you
seems
think.
to be. To be fair, Justin Fields has been struggling as well, though. So yeah, I like what Dallas Destroyers got on the bench. So the South London Rebels, they had two quarterbacks on the bench. That's what throws me there.
So on the next one, we've got the Melbourne Supremacy by Team Trade Frenzy, and we've got the Whitford Educators by Dylan86. So Team Melbourne Supremacy have got Caleb Williams, Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson, Justin Jefferson, Stefan Diggs, Malik Neighbours, Sam Laporta, Cooper Cup, Keenan Allen, Evan McPherson, Zaire Franklin, and Bobby Wagner. And the Whitford Educators were looking pretty good. Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, apart from DeAndre Swift, Jalen Waddle, Zay Flowers, Jordan Addison, George Kittle, Austin Eckler, Khalil Shakir, Greg Zerline, Terrell Dobson, and CJ Mosley.
Yeah, I mean, well, for me here, I'm cold on the one. I'm very very cold. I mean, Gibson is a starting running back. It doesn't shout brilliant. And I'm very, very cold on Diggs. Come up again, Johnny, for me. I'm very, very cold on Diggs this year. So as much as there's parts of that team that I really like, there's just too many that I'm cold on for me to really like that one. I've got and on the right again, there's a lot of really good parts here. Allen McCaffrey, Waddle, Flowers. I like this year, I really do. But I couldn't be colder on Swift.
Yep. And if I get
I
Zay
think
Flowers,
Addison's that's the part that worries me on that side because
Very
we
much
don't.
so for me as well, Everett. Yeah, Addison worries me. Eckler as a starter worries me.
Yeah, so you got Gibson on the left side. I mean Gibson, Allen, uh,
Diggs, Allen.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm okay with
You
Diggs.
know,
I'm okay with Diggs. Only because of that
yeah.
offenses, I can't see Diggs falling off that much. And
I
then,
just
but
again, it's a mouse to be fed thing for me with Diggs again. It's a mouse to be fed thing because Mixon's there's going to
yeah,
get his touches as well, and Dell and Collins, they've got a
Collins and
relationship with
we can't
Stroud
forget Schultz.
already.
Dalton Schultz is out there too.
You
Yeah, he
know,
was looking
it's
good
a
in
mouse to be
pre-season
fed
against the Giants. Yeah.
problem I've got there as well. The same as I have with Allen. I just, they're going to new teams that are already settled with what
So
they've got
Dylan's
type
got 3
thing.
quarterbacks.
So yeah, as much as there's a lot of good things on these teams, but neither of these will be my favourite for the title.
Yeah. So the Melbourne Supremacists have got Aaron Rodgers, J.K. Dobbins, Elijah Mitchell, Christian Watson, Quentin Johnston, and White. And the Whitford Educates have got Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Damien Pierce, Mike Williams, Chris Sutton, Luke Musgrove, and which one is it?
Cortland Sutton's a good one to have too.
Quincy Williams. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Courtney
agree. I
Sutton's good.
agree. Colton Sutton's a very good one to have, Everett. I couldn't agree more. And so is Mike Williams, by the way. If
Oh yeah,
Rodgers is tossing it well, Mike Williams is a good catcher of the ball. If he can stay fit, he could do him well. But a couple of quarterbacks and Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the bench, I mean, that would worry me a little bit.
and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, I could have.
It's
He,
Swift that's
I
in the
guess.
start, so you've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Pierce to come in if Swift isn't doing it. That's a bit scary.
Yeah.
Just a
So
bit.
yeah, there's a lot to like about these teams again, but there's enough to put me off picking either of them, unfortunately.
And the last one, you'll recognise both
Well, here
these ones.
comes Aaron's,
The,
right?
Roy,
How did they? How
the Royal Raiders and Graham still not changed his bloody team name. The
I'll tell him I'm playing tennis
Bonnie
with him
Red
tomorrow.
Cowboys. So
I'll tell
the
him at
Royal
the
Raiders
tennis
have
fight.
got tell him to change his bloody team and his logo. So you've got Anthony Richardson, Brees Hall, Isaiah Pacheco, Rick London, George Pickens, Roma Dunce, Kyle Pitts, Dalton Schultz, Zach Moss, Dicker the Kicker, Vic Crosby, and Aidan Hutchison. And then Graham's got Dak Prescott, Jameer Gibbs, Kyron Williams, Devo Samuels, Amari Cooper, Terry McLaurin, Dalton Kincaid, Tony Pollard, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jake Moody, DJ Mott, and Miles Garrett.
Yeah, I think they've both done really well there. It's none of them are
Oh yeah.
jumping out at me to say no, no, no. It's
They're real
Going to be a close game,
balanced.
that one.
They're balanced. That's you have to
yeah,
have.
very,
So like we'll take old man's team. Debo. He's not. I won't say he's not consistent, but is big or is all or nothing. Either you're gonna get 40 points out of him or you're gonna get 8.
you
He's
True.
and then I don't know, on the left hand side, I like the London, Pickens, or Dunze trio. They have a lot of upside with those 3 guys.
lot of upside, but there's a lot of downside with those three guys as well. As my worry for Aaron's team, that's my son's team, Everett, the one on the left.
Oh, okay.
But my worry for it is that there is a tremendous upside in all three of those wide receivers, but there is also quite a bit of downside. Drake London wasn't brilliant last year. I know he had no one thrown to him. He's now got Kirk Cousins, but there is other mouths to feed there as a little bit. You've got Kyle Pitts and stuff there as well. He's not going to be getting nothing. With Pickens disappointed, and I know again he's not had the quarterback, but has he got the quarterback this year? He's the number one this year, not the number two when Johnson was there. But time to step up with what looks like is going to be a bad quarterback, and then Roma Dunze's got a rookie quarterback and a lot of mouths to feed, so he could be the one that kind of misses out this year. So it kind of there is floors there as well, and Kyle Pitts has got a floor as well. He's tight end,
Yeah.
so yeah,
And Terry McLaurin, he's him and Daniels. That should be Terry McLaurin. If Daniels plays like we know he can play, especially if he plays that at this level, McLaurin to definitely be a top 15 wide receiver.
100%, because you've seen him do it with nobody. You've seen him do it with Sam Howell. You've seen him do it with whoever was there before Sam Howell. So
Right.
there's no if Daniels is decent, then of course why wouldn't Ten McLaurin be a really good pick? I think that's a fantastic pick. And yeah, I mean, I'll do like what they've both done, but let's see their benches because that's a big selling point. So,
So
Aaron's
Aaron's
got
gone for
Hollywood.
Herbert, Charbonnet, Hollywood, Judy, Dotson, Robinson, Okonkwo, and Bosa.
I like that. I like
Uh,
those receivers and those 2 running backs on the bench. Those
and
are,
Graham's gone for
Hollywood being injured worries me.
yeah, but you can put him
if
on.
he can give you 4 or 5 games, that's all coming off your bench.
Absolutely, yeah, no, that's the thing, isn't it? He's maybe a stash for the play. You certainly don't put him to agency. That's the thing, he'll be hoovered up from there, no problem.
Yeah.
On
And
the other
then
side, you've got Purdy, Davis, Estimate, Coram, Mason, Cooks, Davis, and Hamilton. So obviously he's got Coram. I think
James
I like
Hamilton.
he's
I
got
like
Williams as
Davis and
well.
Cooks. And like I said, I could see him having Corum because he has Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't.
that's an obvious handcuff.
Yeah. There's no need to have Mason. I mean, he's CMC have to be out for the year before you see Mason or Mitchell. And Mitchell's
Yeah, I think
battling a
Mason
hamstring.
was one of those last minute. Do you know what I think Mason was there for Graham? That was a last round. Mitchell's injured. When it was getting drafted, Mitchell was injured. They were talking about Mason. He just had a good first preseason game. They were
Yeah.
talking about him. I think that's why Mason's there. Mason's is his agency fodder. From week one. Whoever does the best in week one, you go for an agency. And Mason's who he's going to be dropping. But yeah, I like both of these teams. I've got to say. So you know. Can I take my own son's team as my favourite? I don't think so. But so can I take Everett's team as my favourite? Because I
Well,
is
I'm
my
taking.
favourite. I've got to say because I love the bench.
I told you, I had to do some soul searching after losing by 2 points to the Gothenburg Angels last year, and I looked at my team, and my bench wasn't as strong last year when I had to cover some bye weeks. So
So
Who are
I'm
you going
taking
for then?
Everett's team, Johnny.
You're taking Everett's team.
I'm taking
Yeah,
Turnbuckle Titans.
I don't. Between them and Darlow Destroyers, I can't decide which one I want to go for.
Yeah, I did like Darlow Destroyers as well. I've got to say.
yeah, the Destroyers look good.
Well, I'll go. I'll go for the Destroyers. So, who are you going to go for? You going for yourself, Everett?
Of course, I'm gonna go for myself. But if I had to pick somebody that wasn't me, I'd like to see the Gothenburg Angels defend their title, preferably against me,
Yeah.
so I can redeem myself. But I
Yeah, they
like
were
what
a
he I
high
like
score.
I
They were
like
a
what
high
he did with
scoring
his
team
team.
last year.
I like what he did with his team.